Hello everyone, this is Fantasy Ask and welcome back to Season 2 of Royal Clan in ClanGen, the Warrior Cats clan generated game. When we left off in the previous episode, we had some sickness, I think, and A-B sting. A-B sting, because someone, I think Cinnamon Tail, was trying to eat some catmint and didn't realize that there were bees hiding amongst it. But that wasn't actually the worst of what happened in the last episode, because right at the end with our patrols, we actually came across two dogs, both of which left members of our clan in dire straits. So we came back with a bite wound from a small dog and a broken bone from a big dog. So we have a few cats. I think, who was it? Quill Runner was one of the cats, and I think Ghost Feather's the one who actually got the bite wound from the small dog, and I think Quill Runner got the broken bone from the big dog. Yeah, maybe the other way around? Regardless, two cats are like fighting for their lives right now, so things are not looking too great for us. But okay guys, let's go ahead and continue, see what happens next in our story. It is the first turn of Greenleaf and we are now at moon 111. Also, before we get too far into things, I wanted to point out something that happened at this point a while ago, but Vornell recently pointed out that it's kind of interesting how in the timeline of Frostfade's death, and just a quick reminder that Frostfade was actually hated by Icicle Spec, because Frostfade didn't approve of Icicle Spec as a bit of a Casanova for his brother, right? That's kind of what we've established. And in terms of the timeline, it was kind of interesting how Quill Runner only decided to become mates with Icicle Spec after his brother's death. Like, after his brother died and he had time to mourn and he got out of it, then he made things official with Icicle Spec. Then he worked up the courage to actually, like, make it official and pursue him. So, you know, it's like something to think about. Maybe Frostfade was actually keeping Quill Runner kind of balanced and kind of keeping him grounded in terms of this is not the way our family works. Like, we don't bother cats who are already in a mated relationship, and we don't pursue unstable relationships, stuff like that. And I really do think that Frostfade was Quill Runner's kind of like emotional stability. And once Frostfade left, then Quill Runner no longer had that. So that was one thing. The other thing that Vornell pointed out, which I like completely went over my head, and this was in relation to, I think, Quill Runner having mixed opinions, like completely opposite opinions about Cinnamon Tail and River Whistle. You know how he had a crush on River Whistle, still kind of does, I think, and he hates Cinnamon Tail, and we couldn't figure out what was going on? Well, Vornell pointed out that Cinnamon Tail, and you guys might know this, but it went over my head, Cinnamon Tail and River Whistle are his mate's children, his mate's sons, because they're the sons of Icicle Spec. I don't know why I never make that connection. Like, in my brain, it just zapped, like, didn't exist. So, like, I knew that they were Icicle Spec sons, and I knew that, you know, they were Garlic Glow sons, but for some reason, the dots did not connect that they are in that way related to Quill Runner. So, yeah, this kind of reminds me a lot, Vornell was saying, and yes, this kind of gave me a solid reminder, honestly, that in Luminous Clan, we actually had, I think, Buttercup Dusk, Plum Raven, and Stone Speck. So Stone Speck and Buttercup Dusk were mates, and then Plum Raven was Stone Speck's mother, but she started having a crush on Buttercup Dusk, and then they became mates. So Buttercup Dusk had like two females who were mother and daughter as his mates. It's kind of giving the same vibe, very much giving the same vibe right now. But yeah, it's interesting. Just mind-boggling, to be honest, and I'm pretty sure you guys can tell how flustered I am finding that out. I mean, I don't know what it changes at this point, but you know what? As I was thinking more about it, it made certain things more apparent, because I reckon that the reason why Quill Runner maybe hates Cinnamon Tail as opposed to his brother River Whistle is because Cinnamon Tail looks the most like Icicle Speck, and maybe he kind of reminds Quill Runner that Icicle Speck, you know, built this wonderful family with another cat and he was not a part of it. And since Icicle Speck is Quill Runner's first love, I feel like he would have taken that kind of to heart. Like, seeing Cinnamon Tail makes him feel like he's always an outsider. And I reckon that's why he probably hates Cinnamon Tail. Something to think about. Something to think about. But okay, enough ramblings on my part. Oh, before we come here, we need to check. Oh wait, before we come here, I'm running everywhere. Leader's Den. Okay, so Leader's Den, we have all of our alliances under Queen Rainstar. And then, one of our cats has actually aged up into a senior. Flower. Flower's a senior, guys. How adorable is that? She looks very, very cute. And she has kept her personality. But on to events. A lot of scrolling. Okay, so Icicle Speck has gotten heat stroke, which is not good. Flare no longer has a running nose. Flare rat bite has healed. Inkfeather is glad that his stomach ache is finally gone. Rainstar has recovered from white cough. River Whistle has recovered from his dislocated joint. Hemlock finally feels back to normal after the strain of birthing a litter. And then we have a few rumors. Rumors reach your clan that that our servant, our member of Servant Clan, Coffee, has died recently. So Coffee, that makes me sad because Coffee was one of the really pretty cats that came in. I think he was male. And then we found out that Rift Kit, one of the recent kittens that we found, who was taken over to Servant Clan to be raised by the other servants, they have died. And I don't know if this was a male or a female, but this little kitten was a male. This little kitten, a male, died, unfortunately. What does this say? A good teacher. This kitten's a good teacher. This kitten is like, what, 1 moon old? And then Coffee, this was Coffee, the cat, who passed away, unfortunately. And now I'm kind of curious, how are the kittens going? So these are the 4 kittens that have kind of survived at this point. So we have Syndicate, who actually looks very pretty. Wolverine Kid, who looks really cute as well. Swan Kid. And Minnow Kid. They all kind of look really unique, don't they? They kind of do. They look very, very unique. Okay, interesting, fascinating. But let's go ahead and check out our Medicine Cat Den, where we have the heat stroke, the bite wound. Okay, so I mixed it up actually. Quill Runner is the one who got the bite wound, I think, with the small dog. And Ghost Feather got the broken bone with the big dog. Right, it was literally one patrol after another, and in both patrols I'm pretty sure we had groups of 6. I could be wrong about that. And then Cinnamon Tail has that bee sting still. Let's check out our logs. Flare Freckle was given Poppy as treatment for running nose. Flare Freckle then recovered from that. Flare Freckle was given Cobwebs as treatment for rat bite, and then it healed. Inkfeather was given Mallow as treatment for stomach ache, and then his stomach ache was fine. Quill Runner was given Cobwebs as treatment for bite wound. Yeah, that bite wound is deadly. Ghost Feather was given Cobwebs as treatment for broken bone, and that is deadly too. Rainstar was given Catmint as treatment for white cough. Oh look, that's also deadly. And then thankfully she recovered from it. Cinnamon Tail was given Dandelion as treatment for bee sting. Oh, they can die from bee stings. Well, that's nice to know. River Whistle was given Marigold as treatment for dislocated joints, and then she healed from that. Oh, sorry, he healed from that. Hemlock was given Moss as treatment from recovering from birth. Hemlock then recovered, and Flower gathered Rosemary and Marigold this moon. So we actually have a ton of like serious conditions in Clan right now. A bunch of serious conditions. Okay, so who's going to be out of patrols and who's going to be in patrols? It seems as though Ghost Feather, Quill Runner are going to be out of patrols. And then obviously our matchmaker, Icicle Speck, doesn't leave camp, and neither does Garlic Glow. And then, you know, we have our itty bitty kittens. Okay, I think we can deal with it. Let's take a look at our relationships. Icicle Speck and Shining Stripe are inseparable and can almost always be found with each other. A clanmate accuses Icicle Speck of copying one of Scorch Kit's jokes. Shining Stripe claims that Icicle Speck is one of his best friends, so these two have been getting very, very close with each other. I wonder if Quillrunner no longer being in the picture gives Icicle Speck more time to spend on Shining Stripe, since he doesn't have a mate that he kind of feels his time is obligated to. Freezefur lets Shining Stripe know that a clanmate was talking badly about him. Flarefreckle thinks that Garlic Glow is more talented than her. Scorch Kit compliments one of Flarefreckle's friends. Bearpelt overhears something about Lion Kit that he can relate to. I don't know what's going on with my voice, guys. Something's going on with my voice. Bearpelt and River Whistle keep making each other yawn. Inkfeather chats with Shining Stripe while grabbing something to eat. Ghostfeather smacks a spider off of Inkfeather. So some Motherson bonding time. Flower thanked Quillrunner for bringing her food. Okay, this is what we wanted to see. Some interaction between these two cats. So Quillrunner is giving her a bit of attention, which I'm very happy about. Quillrunner, Fiercetooth, and Hemlock had a nice talk while eating. Quillrunner and Fiercetooth find out they have nice conversations when they aren't bickering. Foxclaw turns to Garlic Glow in a time of need. Foxclaw greets Fiercetooth as she's exiting the Warrior's Den. I feel like these two have a bit of like a good friendship going on because I actually noticed them interact quite a bit. Ghostfeather is having a wonderful time discussing recent clan news with Scorch Kit. Ghostfeather compliments Lion Kit on a skill he trained hard on. Freezefur and Scorch Kit laugh about something small together. And you know what's funny? It kind of feels like Ghostfeather, for whatever reason, did not like Fiercetooth, but he didn't like her from when she was an apprentice, I think, but he has no problem with these boys, with these little boys. He's got no problem with these kittens. Freezefur and Scorch Kit laugh about something small together. Freezefur and Fiercetooth debate about something interesting. They end up agreeing. Garlic Glow worries that one of her friends likes Lion Kit more. Garlic Glow feels bad that she caused a problem for Foxclaw. Queen Rainstar and Icicle Speck chat idly about the latest meeting. Queen Rainstar got a bunch of cats up for morning stretches and they didn't like it. Scorch Kit asks Queen Rainstar about her duties. Queen Rainstar can't stop gushing over Shining Stripe. Oh wait, they are mated. Jeez, it's because Shining Stripe's been spending time with Icicle Speck, I'm getting confused, but yes, they are mated. Flower goes for a nice long walk with Inkfeather. Flower rolls her eyes while listening to Ghostfeather's most recent complaint, but makes sure to thoroughly check them for any ailments. Okay, because she's the royal physician, right? Cinnamon Tail didn't expect Hemlock to be so amicable today. Cinnamon Tail, Flower, and Fiercetooth took a sunbath and had a little small talk. River Whistle and Cinnamon Tail laugh about something small together. So these two brothers are bonding. Hemlock gets a little irritated seeing Fiercetooth ignore a mess in camp. Oh, okay. Hemlock and Lion Kit bring each other prey, which is adorable, some Motherson bonding time. Fiercetooth notices that Shining Stripe always gets better fresh kill to eat. Lion Kit is baffled by something River Whistle says about religion. Lotus Kit won't stand for slander about Cinnamon Tail. And Scorch Kit sees Hemlock be kind to one of Scorch Kit's friends. That's adorable, because Scorch Kit is Hemlock's favorite son, so I can see why she would do that. And you know what? I know I said all three of the boys spend a lot of time kind of interacting with, the cats, but I'm kind of noticing that Lion Kit and Scorch Kit are a lot more present than Lotus Kit. I mean, Lotus Kit, you see him here and there, but I think he truly does kind of fit the concept of a forgotten middle child, I think. But okay, that is all we have for the events. Let's wrap up over here and move on to the cat list. Okay, let's continue with our cat list. A quick reminder on our loyalties. In terms of relationships, we don't have a whole lot going on, probably because our cats are setting aside all drama to focus on the members of the grotto that are currently on the brink of death. You know, they probably don't have drama like on the forefront of their minds. They have other, more important and dire situations at hand. Okay, but we did have one cat with some changes. So Flower over here, guys, she has a new romance with Queen Rainstar, which I kind of was surprised by, and nothing happened this moon that I'm aware of. I think in the last moon something happened. Flower thought Queen Rainstar had some interesting things to talk about. I think we were making the point that it's good that Flower, I think, gets along well with the Queen because she's in the Queen's court, but there was no romance in the last moon. Since then, she has started finding Queen Rainstar, I think, a bit more charismatic than she initially thought. And the second thing with Flower is that she has started a new romance with Inkfeather. So in this episode, she and Inkfeather went on a nice long walk together. And yeah, I think that probably influenced things. Obviously, she's still making, her efforts with Quill Runner, and she finds him to be a very compatible, so far, partner of hers. But I think as Flower kind of, extends her stay in the grotto, she's gonna discover that Quill Runner is quite heavily romantically tied to a bunch of other cats. That, he's in love with Inkfeather, he's also in love with Icicle Speck, so it's kind of like, in terms of feelings, she does have a lot of competition, and I don't know if Flower is the type of cat who is going to want to put up with that or compete with that, or if she just won't care in general. So I kind of like the idea that the more she spends time with cats like Inkfeather and Rainstar, she's going to learn more about Quill Runner. So okay, that is pretty much all we have for relationships. We can't jump over to the matchmaker because he's not feeling too good, so literally it is all on Quill Runner and Flower to, connect with one another. Let's instead see what everyone's doing for the day. Queen Rainstar is this moon's heartthrob. Okay, now that's fascinating, and it kind of fits into, I think, what's going on right now because, Flower is finding her to be very charming and charismatic and fascinating, and I suppose a bunch of the other cats are feeling the same, so that's kind of cool. Hemlock wishes she could take the day off. Flower just can't find anything appetizing on the fresh kill pile. Icicle Speck is daydreaming. Inkfeather would give her life for Royal Clan. Shining Stripe is proud of Scorchkit's growth, and you know what, I think Inkfeather feels this way especially because her favorite son's life is on the line. Ghostfeather has a broken bone, and I think she sorely wishes she was the one who got snapped at by that dog instead of her favorite son. Let's see, and yeah, Shining Stripe, this is so cute. Because Scorchkit is his nephew, and the fact that he is proud of his nephew's growth. Oh, you're so nice, Shining Stripe. Flare Freckle tries to set a good example for younger cats, but also I find it fascinating that Shining Stripe is paying more attention to his nephews than he did to his own daughter. Bevhelt is finding the buzzing of cicadas annoying. Quill Runner knows his friendships are just as important as clan bonds, and probably he doesn't regret kind of getting in the way of that small dog and having it bite him instead of his clan members. Ghostfeather is finding the buzzing of the cicadas annoying. Wait, Ghostfeather, you are hanging out with Bebhelt. Oh, interesting. Kind of figures that when Ghostfeather is feeling down and out, Bebhelt is the one who's, hanging out with him, spending time with him. Foxclaw is wondering what living with two legs must be like. Freezefur saw some kitty pets playing with colorful moss balls. River Whistle guards camp. Cinnamon Tail hopes to go to the next gathering. Fierce Tooth is exhausted after a patrol. Garlic Glow is telling scary stories to the younger cats. Lion Kit wonders how Cinnamon Tail is doing. Lotus Kit is annoying the older cats. And Scorch Kit is buzzing after swallowing a cicada. Oh, Scorch Kit. And your Uncle Shining Stripe was really proud of you for a second too. Oh, Scorch Kids. Well, that is all we have for the cat list, so let's wrap up over here and move on to patrols. Let's continue with our patrols. We currently have 69.9 prey and we need 44.5. So first up, we're going to send our Royal Physician, Flower. She might be on the lookout for things she can bring back specifically for Quill Runner's condition. Let's have a look. Flower notices that the moss in the medicine cat den is getting old. She needs to go and gather some more. Proceed. Flower quickly makes her way to the best moss patch she knows. She spends a bit of time slicing bits off with her claws, careful not to get any roots or dirt in the pile. Once she's satisfied, she takes a moment to wrap her jaws around the heap, then make her way back to camp. Moss was gathered, and then we're going to have a patrol of 6 and a patrol of 5. So first up, we have Fierce Tooth, Cinnamon Tail, Fox Claw, Shining Stripe, Freeze Fur, and Queen Rainstar. So let's see what happens. Hopefully this time around, patrols are a bit more peaceful, because we really kind of, our luck was not good last time. Queen Rainstar suggests this might be a good chance for the cats to practice new hunting techniques. Proceed. The setting sun makes the light go strange, elongating shadows and tinging the world yellow as the cats prowl around, each taking their turn as prey and hunter. Yeah, I think especially after the incidents last time around, I mean, hunting can also go into, battle techniques, and she probably feels as though the cats maybe were a little bit unprepared for the nature in which they were kind of attacked by those dogs. But then again, it did say that the dogs, I think, got a lucky hit on our cats. Typically, they know better than that, but And then we have a patrol of 5 with River Whistle, Bear Pelt, Flare Freckle, Ink Feather, and Hemlock. So let's see what they get up to. While on patrol, Bear Pelt notices some suspicious paw prints in the mud beneath the canopy. Proceed. The paw prints lead to a trespassing rogue. With a furious hiss, Flare Freckle throws herself at the rogue, and together with the rest of the patrol, drives them off of Royal Clan territory. So they had better luck this time around, and definitely, everyone was a lot safer. But okay guys, with that said and done, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.